Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to today's session. Our speakers today, and I would like to invite Ms. Sheetal Kalso, the Deputy Director General of the Indian Merchant Chambers of Commerce and Industry, to do the welcome address formally now.
Thank you. Ms. Shireen Adashir, Mr. Sushmit Chakrabarti, Mr. Kaushik Chakrabarti, dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the IMC Chamber of Commerce and Industry, I extend a warm welcome to today's seminar on skilling yourself, on today's session on data-driven marketing. Knowledge has a beginning but no end. A new dawn of intellectualism has dawned on our nation. Never before has the youth of our country been more informed, articulate, and introspective. In today's age of globalization and technological volatility, skill building is an important instrument to increase the efficiency and quality of labor for improvement, productivity, and economic growth. It must be complemented by economic growth and employment opportunities to meet the rising aspirations of the youth. I believe it is high time that today's youth and early professionals need to have the skilling advantage to stand out and quickly adapt to the fast changing work landscape, as India is a rising economic power. As stated by Mr. Amitabh Kant, CEO of Niti Aayog, Atmanirbhar Bharat will make India self-reliant by creating an ecosystem that will allow Indian companies to be highly competitive on the global stage. Question is, how do we create such an ecosystem that will make us stand out to the world? To be self-reliant, we need to promote Make in India initiative, and our success lies in skilling and reskilling. I feel that in today's world, everyone should skill, reskill and upskill themselves to remain relevant in the rapidly changing business environment and market conditions, and make themselves skillful, employable, and self-reliant. Before I conclude, a few words about IMC. Established in 1907, having its headquarters in the heart of Mumbai city, IMC Chamber of Commerce and Industry is an apex chamber of commerce, trade, and industry in the Western region. It has a membership base of over 5,150 trade associations affiliated to it. Together, IMC advocates and represents the interests of 400,000 business and industry establishments across the country from diverse sectors of the industries. The ladies' wing of IMC gives special focus to entrepreneurial development for women, and IMC's Young Leaders Forum provides an interactive platform to young entrepreneurs and professionals. IMC hosts foreign delegations visiting India and provides a platform for interaction to expand business ties and address issues affecting growth of business between the visiting country's environment and India for doing business. With its commitment to overall growth and development through a sustained process of bringing new dimensions and policies reforms, IMC takes the pledge of driving reboot, reform, research as a theme across its initiative this year. IMC has partnered with Deakinco, part of Deakin University, ranked amongst the world's top 1% universities to equip students and early mid-professionals with skill development in the area of data marketing, data-driven marketing, digital literacy, teamwork, financial literacy, critical thinking, innovation, communication, and customer experience. All very important and relevant in today's world. I really hope that you look forward to this amazing session. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We have a short video of Deakinco to play for you.
Change is happening at an ever-increasing rate. The real question is, what are we going to do about it? The workplace today is dynamic, blending work, life, and play. The office isn't the office anymore. Across the globe, we continue to redefine what the workplace looks like. A place to change minds, reach our potential, and create opportunities. We all want to be recognised, valued, working. That's why Deakinco exists. We are the workplace capability and transformation specialists. Through our workplace credentials, learning and qualifications, we create new possibilities. We offer opportunities for people and organisations to uplift and recognise skills that equip you for tomorrow, today. It's not just about work, it's about working better. Unlock new possibilities in your workplace. Visit deakinco.com today.
Thank you so much. I think that has been a great introduction to training, skilling, as well as the Indian Merchant Chamber. And through their Skill Enhancement Center, the opportunities for individuals, both students and professionals, to avail of a few opportunities. So I would now like to share my screen and take you through a few aspects related to both skilling as well as data-driven marketing. So as Ms. Sheetal mentioned in today's session, we are going to focus around data-driven marketing. But before we did that, I wanted to kind of cover why we should look at skilling and what has changed to make it important. I found that this quote by Albert Einstein kind of reflects what skilling is and has always been. So it's not a new thought, but the fact that skilling is really the education of learning facts, learning traits, learning tools, and continuously learning. So in that aspect, it is not an option today. So it's not about, what we want to do, when we want to do, why we want to do it, etc. It's something we have to do. So it's selecting amongst the loads of options that are there for young individuals, professionals, even retired people to find something new. Today, something we enjoy doing can be capitalized on, can be used in a workforce, and therefore a hobby today is now also a skill set to have, because it is something that can be focused, energized, and developed into a commercial space if you choose that to be. So in a fast-moving competitive world, being able to learn new skills is one of the keys to success. It is not enough to be smart, you need to be getting smarter. So the idea is you need to be continuously learning, and you need to be able to develop skill sets across jobs and careers. So in when we talk to young youth who are probably either looking at a switch in careers, because as soon as they finish their graduation, they've made a decision to move into one line, and then they've realized that's not it for them. So skilling is also something that, as you train yourself, you get exposure to understanding what you would like to do, what you would not like to do. And today it has just become so easy to pick up a new skill, pick up a new interest, as long as you make it a point to get that exposure. So when should you look at picking up a new skill? Is it for a certain age group? No, not really. You can pick it up as a student, whether you're in junior college, maybe till you're 10th, you're going to be busy with your school life. So maybe junior college might be the right time to pick up a skill set while you're pursuing your degree, and definitely while you're pursuing your postgraduate. So these are paths that run parallelly to formal and traditional education, though a lot of it is undergoing rapid change as we speak. Skilling gives you the opportunity to do something along with a formal degree, especially if you have diverse interests. When you want to change careers, this is something that I already mentioned. So we have in our past consultations met with people who decided to leave the airline industry. And because it's such a specific industry, they want to know what's next. or say, for example, in 2020, the hotel and travel industry really came down, was hit very hard, and people wanted to know what's next. So they needed to make changes into their careers almost instantly, not out of choice, but out of lack of choice, actually. So what is it that you can do? So whenever you think of these points, and these points can hit you at any point of time in your life. So it's important to know that there's always an opportunity to gain a quick skill set and use it based on your interest and based on your profession and based on what's required also out there. Staying relevant, getting your growth prospects within your organization, whether it's a job, whether it's a level of position that you're gunning for. There is a huge industry trend, which is different from probably a few decades ago, where people just wanted to specialize in one area and then gain their capabilities in their workspace within that area. Today, that is not the case because workplaces are looking for people who are multidimensional in the skill area, in the area of expertise, and in the areas of what they can do. So since jobs have become fluid, careers have become fluid, what you need to know as an individual also needs to be across parameters. That's the only way to really stay relevant. And of course, there's nothing to stop you from learning something new today. So whenever you think, you have time, you want to learn something new, it has become that easy to do so. So I think we had a session earlier this month, and it was very interesting because one of the key outcomes that was there at that session was really about what are the future skills? What should I be looking at doing? So in today's session, I did a bit of research to kind of point out what were the 3 skill sets that really came up across platforms. And the reality is critical thinking came up number 1 on most platforms. The ability to be able to think for yourself and make important decisions without relying on a lack of information. So how do you get informed decisions made? The second point was excellent communication skills. Today, a lot of how we are communicating has changed. And to be relevant, you need to know how to communicate digitally. It is slightly different from earlier when we used to communicate or used to write. They needed to be long drawn reports. Today, the attention span, because there's so much information getting thrown at us, the attention span is very limited. So how do we make sure that we are talking in a relevant manner and getting the attention of the person who's listening to us? So good communication skills are important, both in person and online. And I would say the third area is innovation. So we spoke about picking up a new skill set in the last slide, the ability to translate that into innovation, whether it's individual innovation or business innovation. So today, innovation again has been simplified through technology, and it's something that I think you're going to need across, whether you're a student, like schools had to innovate, right? Last year, they had to move from these huge, large brick and mortar structures into online education. And I think our colleagues and presenters here from Deakin University would also be able to share that experience. Companies have changed their structures where there were larger companies that were moving into a digital space, but a lot of companies have, out of lack of choice, had to move their workspaces digitally as well. So it's work anywhere, anyhow, anytime, and it's study anywhere, anyhow, anytime as well. So innovation is going to be very important. And I think that kind of leads right up into one key area of innovation that has been in the offing since probably about 30 years now, but today it has been so enhanced with the digital space, and that is data-driven marketing. So essentially, what is data-driven marketing, and what does it mean? So to simplify it, it is about being able to communicate to a person without really knowing them in a way that they will understand and making it seem like you're only talking to them. So what does it all mean? Because these are all just, definitions that are out there. The method of marketing that uses data acquired through customer interactions and from third parties to gain a better view into customer motivation, preferences, and behaviors. So have you ever wondered why, as say, for example, if you have a certain app open which is on restaurants, and at a time where lockdown wasn't in place and you were moving in an area, all the restaurants around that area would pick up and would be sent to you, or you would get information on it on your phone. You might notice that you're searching for something on the internet, and the next thing in your Google mailbox or in your Gmail, there will be something related to your search, whether it was shoes, whether it was an education institution, or whether it was a skill-based program. You will start getting information related to that. Essentially, that is data-driven marketing, and it has become that easy to use technology to kind of convert that into data, statistics, and understanding your customer better. Okay. So when we look at this, we are essentially saying that the strategy of using customer information for optimal targeted advertising and creative messaging, okay, is key. It is one of, today data-driven marketing is one of the most transformational changes which has happened in digital advertising and customer acquisition. Okay, and what does customer acquisition mean? Basically being able to talk to a customer or a client. But it can be, once you understand data and what drives data and how you can analyze data, there are so many other industries that you can apply it in. So it's basically about how do you predict trends, how do you understand movement, how do you understand data as well. So does it really matter which industry you are in? Do you need to be a part of a certain industry to understand data and use data more effectively? No, you can be a business owner. You can be a not-for-profit organization. You can be a small business or medium-sized enterprise. You can be a large company. Large companies have already been doing this. You can, be a social media influencer and use a lot of social media applications where you might need this. You can be in events and therefore you need to understand your customers. You could be a retailer. And I've deliberately taken the points all the way down to the end of the slide because really anybody and everybody could find the use of data drivers. Okay, so you can apply it whether you're an artist working in isolation, whether you're part of a small company or a large company. The more you understand it, the better it is for you. And once again, I'm going to go to the end of the slide, but not end there because there are so many opportunities. These are also like what's interesting is when we talk about the jobs that you can apply data-driven marketing in, is these are jobs that really did not exist as such a decade ago. These are all new age jobs and futuristic jobs. So it becomes a very key aspect in future skilling yourself. So SEO is related to search engine optimization, understanding the internet, understanding how you're going to get data for the internet. How, even if you're a writer, how do you write knowing the words that you need to write to capture the attention of the user? And essentially in the space of marketing, you'll find it very handy that you can apply it to each and every other space of industry or business or self-development that you might want to look at. So with that, I hope I've been able to give you a good introduction into data-driven marketing. I am now going to call on Mr. Sushmit Chakraborty from Deakinco, who can take you through, I'm just going to stop my slide share as we speak, and who can take you through the programs that you can use at Deakinco, help you understand what you're going to do through data-driven marketing, and also explain to you a few other key skill areas that have been identified, driven by industry, and which can help you get that added advantage into your CV, your work life, or give you a head start if you're a student as well. So, Mr. Sushmit Chakrabarti, can I invite you to speak, please?
Thank you so much for that intro, first Sheetal and then Shireen. And Shireen, I must say, you've summed it up pretty well there, especially with the key skills, starting with critical thinking. And, I was making notes while you were talking. Critical thinking, communication, and innovation. These are the three very, very critical ones, which even we have, come across. Data-driven marketing is something which definitely is one of the highlights, because any marketing, be it content marketing, be it digital marketing, be it anything, creative marketing, you need to understand the data well. One needs to interpret the data well. One needs to, collate the data in a way so that it can be used to manage the campaigns better. I'm talking about the future campaigns, all the marketing campaigns that they wish to do, not just digitally, but also, in different other modes. I would first of all like to convey my regards to all my seniors and my colleagues attending this, webinar, and all my friends, all the participants who are here. I hope everyone's keeping safe. Unfortunately, we are in a COVID outrage, and I have personally suffered myself. So I do understand that is something which is always there in the mind. However, hoping that you all are safe, your family members are safe. Today, with this, what we will be doing is we will be helping you understand how you can make use of this time that we have in hand. We can say that we are in a, in times which has a lot of difficulties, a lot of challenges in front of us, but then we can utilize it better, especially when it comes to, enhancing our own skills, enhancing our own, skill set, get better, and, build our own capability. So let me quickly share my screen. I'll just do a small presentation. Can you see my screen already? Thank you. Thank you. So I understand, Sheetal has actually covered a lot in terms of, background of where Deakin is coming from. Let me not first introduce Deakinco. Let me start with Deakin University in brief. Deakin University, I'm sure you guys, you're already aware of how and where university stands. Just to give you a brief, it is amongst the top 1% universities globally. And since 40 years, we've been teaching more than 60,000 plus students each year. And the attraction here is the international students. And I'm not just saying, students, today everything has become online, unfortunately or fortunately. We can debate on that. But then, over 10,000 international students each year from 120 countries, is what Deakin caters to. We educate them. With India, especially, Deakin has, good 26 years of engagement, and it's not just in academia, but also with industry and government. So it's a strong foundation that we have in India, and it's only getting better with time. So this is just to give you a background of, how and where these courses are coming from, and be rest assured that these are, created, curated, keeping in mind, of what the industry demand is, what is required, and of course, coming from Deakin as a university, it will definitely give you quality products. Coming to Deakinco, Deakinco sits very, in between industry, like the corporates and academia. It's a conduit that basically, helps uplifting the capability of a particular workplace. Now, I understand there are a lot of people here attending today. They will be studying, probably some students. Some of them are also early professionals. So you would understand that at some point you will, go and work for a corporate, for a company. Now this shift is basically when you understand the difference between the theoretical learning that you have and then the implication, the application rather of your practical learning. And that's where, these courses are designed in a way, that we understand the industry requirement, as I said before, and we create it in such a way that you are able to bridge that gap very swiftly. And of course, I would also mention this here, our programs are created with the direct input of industry-based practitioners. And that is where the expertise come into the picture. And we understand that that is where, that's the key to incorporate into these courses. Now we've talked about this new normal quite a lot. I'm sure all of you, some of us are even irritated with this word. I myself am. And unfortunately, but this is the fact that we have to, adapt to the new normal. And I realized you mentioned, Shireen, about the new age jobs and the futuristic jobs. This is something which lately we've noticed quite a lot. Our world has become increasingly automated, and many jobs are becoming, so there are new jobs, the old thing, everything has gone in the past. We cannot start from, 2019 again, and most of the new roles, they are underpinned by human-centric capabilities. Now, human-centric capabilities, a lot of us we know as soft skills. It's not just the technical skills that are important today. Of course they are. We have to be a specialist, not just, it can be a data-driven marketing, domain, or a, IT domain, or anywhere. Along with the technical aspects, the expertise that we gain through the, through the learning that we have, it's also the human-centric capabilities with each of these professions, now look at. And that's why it has become so important to keep, skilling or rather upskilling oneself to, to fit into that job role even better. Current research indicates 2 in 3 jobs will be soft skill intensive by 2030. Exactly what, Shireen was also mentioning before. And of course, it has become a very crucial element, to have as an employer, to possess as a skill set. Now, I mentioned this, we cannot go back to 2019. And for the past, 18 months, it's been, there's a shift to the way we not just work, but also how we live. Okay. I also, when you mentioned about this, Shireen, staying relevant, it is very, very important how we stay relevant with the current trends, how we stay relevant with the, we be resilient. Today, you and I, or rather all of us, we are interacting over a virtual medium. I would have loved doing it in person, but then, I mean, I'm happier if I look at the positive side of it, because there are 2 sides always. I'm trying to look at the positive side. We have come closer. We can interact even better during, with the digital space that we share now. So these are few things that is about, how we adapt to the new normal, how we adapt to the new challenges that are coming across. You mentioned about critical thinking. I'll give a very small example, which everyone will resonate with. Like for example, our grocery shopping, in the house, or rather, vegetable shopping that we do. We used to go to the, to the vendor directly before. Now we have a lot of people, our parents might not be very tech savvy. So they are not, familiar with the online shopping cart, etc. So we have come up, with that one step ahead, tried helping them. And now most of us, just to keep safe, we are doing that online. So that is nothing but critical thinking that we are doing in our lives. Exactly in the same way, there is, of course, a whole lot of shift when it comes to professional life. Has to be, we have to keep moving on. So that is something which is there. And this is exactly, this slide sums up, the new normal that entails more, rather increased virtual interactions, greater demand for digital service, blended work arrangements incorporating home and office. Today I'm sitting at home. I'm not happy sitting at home working, but I have to. As long as I'm doing a productive job, it should be fine. That is where, we all have to be resilient. Maintaining a leadership presence in non-physical environments. very, very key, because it is something, you know, that when the leadership team is managing it in a way that everyone can direct to it, that is where, you know, everyone, the focus becomes better. So this is about how, you know, to adjust with the new normal. Of course, it's all about lifelong learning. These are the courses that Shireen, you had mentioned. I have just put it here just to, sorry for that. I'll just quickly give you just a brief there. So there are two levels that we operate at. Foundation and proficient. Foundation is for the students who basically are doing their graduation courses, or rather have completed that. Proficient is for the master's category, and even for the early, you know, early professionals who have just entered into their workspaces, and they can go for proficient level. It is very important for all of us to understand that if we map our levels better, it will give us better outcomes. And we've realized that because these are courses, as I said before, designed as per the levels, designed as per the industry practitioner, you know, expertise that has been shared. So all of them, data-driven marketing, we'll talk about. I have one slide to share some inputs from not around data-driven marketing. I think Shireen has summed it up pretty well, but what this course will give you in data-driven marketing as Deakinco. Digital literacy, teamwork, critical thinking, innovation, financial literacy, communication, and customer experience. Customer experience, again, is one of the keys that I think, because all of us are here, you know, somewhere or the other, we are in a role which, you know, lets us be a customer facing role. It can be a client facing role. It can be a customer. It can be a student. It can be a counselor working, all of it. So it is, again, very, very important. Just to highlight the course features here. It's a course which is a bite-sized course, and you can complete it in a stretch in 4 to 6 hours. Now, when I say that, I would want to emphasize when it comes to learning and understanding, gaining maximum out of this course, that is where this becomes very, very unique, because the delivery of the course is very, in a way, it's fun, it's more interactive. It lets the person, you know, do the course in an easier way. It's a user-friendly platform that we have. We'll talk about that when I tell you about the data-driven marketing course in particular. It's a completely 100% online course, flexible, self-paced online delivery that allows us to, you know, study anywhere, anytime around the globe. Again, you know, today we unfortunately can't step out of the house. The best part is we can do these courses anywhere, you know, not just in India, around the globe. They are recognized, of course, coming from Deakin. You know, you will be, you know, I'll be telling you about the takeaways as well, but you will be receiving a digital badge post completion and a certificate of excellence as well. We'll highlight that in the next coming slides. Of course, these are the courses in demand and well accepted by the industry. That goes without saying. This is what I was talking about, the benefits for the students and professionals. It's basically the future proofing that of a particular, you know, one's career rather, and the international certification that is carried, career enhancement on a longer run, if you look at it. And the takeaways, of course, are there's a digital badge that can be showcased in your respective LinkedIn profiles, professional profiles. And of course, there'll be a certificate given by the university. Let me also say this, Deakinco basically is the corporate division of our business and law, vertical from Deakin University. So it is coming directly from there. Now, data-driven marketing, something which, you know, even I am doing today. I'm sure Shireen, you are doing it. I'm sure Sheetal is doing it. Everyone, you know, all of us. Some might do it extensively. Some might do it, you know. I'm doing it today to understand my success rate for the campaigns. Now, let me tell you what this course precises on. For example, customer trends, campaign building, and campaign performance. These are three aspects for any person who's actually trying to understand the data and make a successful campaign. These are the three key things that we want to understand first. Now, this course has been designed in a way it will help you solidify your existing capabilities and expand your knowledge on, the emerging practices and how we do it. It's the new tools, the techniques, the practices that are being taught. And I was mentioning about the fun way how a student is taught during during the learning journey. It's the theory, the case studies, the virtual activities, the practical applications, and the reflective exercises which are incorporated, in this particular journey. That makes it fun. What are the learning outcomes? Well, most importantly, one learns how to use data to build marketing campaigns. And of course, it differs from level to level. Now, we have talked about the first two levels, but just for your information, we also have created courses which are at a senior levels. So it resonates to the levels one is, doing or rather undergoing the course for. So for example, for a foundation level, it'll be a basic understanding of all of this. And for an advanced level, it'll be a deep advanced level learning. The second very important point which Shireen also mentioned was this will help you review, interpret, and recommend actions with regards to your ongoing campaign. Because it's very important to understand whether your campaign is going, is it being successful? Is it going well or not? So that is something which is there. Of course, there are new products and solutions that you can test, generate scenarios to challenge existing performance, etc. And of course, at the end, develop simple customer profiles or personas and analyze the strengths and limitations of the available channels. I'm sure a technical person from a marketing background will be able to give you even more as an insight. This is something which I wanted to put it together for you to understand what the course offers. Now, post the last session, I was very happy to see there was a lot of queries, a lot of questions that we had regarding registration and enrollment. So I've put down this slide just for your benefit. Deakincoindia.com is where you got to visit. I'm sure we'll give you more on this. I have Mr. Kaushik with me, who will be helping you with a demonstration of how to go and enroll yourself or register yourself. But yes, I will also be putting across the pricing here. For a single course at foundation level, it's 3,750 rupees. And this is exclusive of the GST. And for a proficient level, it is about 4,000 rupees for a single course. However, we would, suggest people to go for a cluster of 4 courses because it becomes even better when it's a learning in cluster around the skill set that you wish to, enhance your capabilities. So that is where we have also given a discount of 2,000 rupees. At a foundation level, it is 13,000 overall. Proficient, it is 15,000. For a cluster of 2, there is a discount of 500 rupees. This is it from my side, Shireen. Thank you so much. I'm sure there'll be a few questions. I'm happy to take it at a later stage. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sushmit. And I think that was really very informative just in terms of, how they can enroll for the program, how they can subscribe. And just for everybody's information, in the chat box, we have posted the IMC code through which you can actually enroll for the program. I think it's a very simple process. Considering that, we are going a bit tight on time, may I please request Mr. Kaushik to come on now and just do a small brief demo for us, and we'll quickly thereafter take on the question and answers that have already been posted in the chat box. So over to you, Mr. Kaushik.
Thank you, Siren. Thank you, Sital, and for giving me this opportunity. And I would like to thank all my fellow colleagues over there. Well, in terms of using that website, I would say it is pretty much straightforward. You just need to look at very carefully how I'm progressing on this website. and everything will be in front of you. You just need to go through the text and click the appropriate button. That is what you need to register yourself on this platform. So let me share my
I believe
screen.
it is as simple as shopping.
Exactly, and
Okay.
you'll get to know that it is really as simple as like a shopping cart.
Can I add, it's an investment for life that way, Shireen?
I hope you all can see my screen now.
Yes, we can. Thank you.
Okay. So to start with, you just need to type Deakinco India as a single word .com on your browser address bar. So it is DEAKINCO India.com. Once you type this and press enter, you will be landed on the home page of the Deakinco. So at the top of the screen, you can see enrollment levels. This is the first entry point. Otherwise, if you can go through and scroll down below the page, you will be able to see the levels again. So you have both the option, like you can click from here or you can click from here. So if you click on this option, you'll be able to see two sections. One is foundation and another one is proficient. Under each category, there is a small description. If you look at it, you'll be able to understand who are eligible for foundation category and who are eligible for proficient category. So based on your requirement, you can click any of this. So here I am clicking on foundation. The moment you click on foundation, all courses under this category will be listed here like this. Each block represents a course which gives you the course title, level, area, and a small description of this course. You can get into this course by clicking anywhere in this box. If you click on this box, you will get the full detail of this particular course. Right? You can see these things. What will you learn? What are the outcomes and other information as well. And from here itself, you can add this course to your cart. So for example, let's say I click this add to cart button. The moment you click add the cart button, it will ask you to either log in or register yourself. So if you are already a student or if you are already registered with this portal, you just need to enter your registered email address and the password to log in. Otherwise, you have to click on this register button at the bottom of this form. Click on register. In the very first column, it will ask you for the referral code. So here you have to enter the referral code that you have received from your institution. So for example, here I'll mention IMCC I1037. Then your full name, your first name, last name, email address, mobile, city, date of birth, and you have to create your own password here. After filling up this form, you need to click on this checkbox and then log in. Sorry, click on the checkbox and then click on this create my account. Alternatively, if you are already registered, just log in using your user ID and password. So here I'll use one dummy login details. As soon as I log in, this course will be added in my card. So in the card, you can see there is 3 is displaying here. It means I have added 3 courses in my card. Actually 2 from my previous session, so that was not deleted there. So it's still showing us. So you can add multiple courses. So now if I go back and I can select another course as well. For example, fundamentals of customer experience. So best part is from this box itself, you can add this to your cart. If you click on this button, it will be added to your cart, right? So I clicked on this got added. And once I'm done here, then I'll click on this number to go to my cart. So here you can see all the courses that I have selected is listed here. And then the total, the discount I received, how much is the tax, and the amount I have to pay. Once you okay with this, I need to click on the proceed to pay. Or if you want, you can continue shopping further and you can add as many as courses in this cart. If you want to pay now or close this thing, just click on the proceed to pay. You will be redirected to our payment gateway. Here you will have all the options like you can pay by card, you can pay by UPI, net banking, wallet, EMI, pay later, whatever option you choose, you can use that. So click on the appropriate box, like if it is a card, then click on card. So I don't need to use my save button. Once you click on the card, they need to enter card number, expiry date, and CVV. And then you can click on the pay button. So once your payment is successful, you will receive one payment confirmation on the screen itself, and you will receive one email from our side saying your transaction has been successful and with the link of your account credentials. Within 48 hours, you will receive your link and credentials for your learning platform. That will be shared with you in a separate email. So this is how you have to use this platform. I hope this is clear to everybody and you'll find it very easy to use. If you have any query, please feel free to ask.
Absolutely. I think it was very, very clear. And I think I really liked the fact that it's a short form and it's not something very long or onerous that needs to be filled out.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for that, Mr. Kaushik. And I thought we can open up to question and answers now because questions have been coming in through the session. So we're going to one of the first questions that came in. And this is more specifically for the Deakinco team. Is this a basic course or does it cover detailing around the subject? And does one need to do an advanced level after this course? Or would this course provide the information that I need to take this up?
As I said before, during my session as well, these are courses to, which will help an individual bridge the gap, during the shift that one makes. For example, if someone is from a finance background, okay, or rather not from a finance background, and that person goes for a financial literacy course, that doesn't mean it will give them a detailed, MBA kind of a profile or a learning for that finance course. It will still do the touch points there, the relative ones, especially when it comes to corporate working related stuff. But yes, the fact that these are at different levels, it will include almost everything that is required and that is essential, and especially for a person to enhance that particular capability. So it depends completely on at what level a person is sitting, Shireen. And for example, if a person is already good with communication skills, let's say, so I would even suggest one can even go for a level 1 up, because it only means you are imbibing the right level. So it depends on where you stand and how you want to go ahead with that.
Okay, great. And I think just from a corporate perspective, also these are tools that companies can offer to their employees that are managing perhaps certain segments and getting them to skill themselves as well as part of their professional development.
Yeah.
So I think it works well considering that there are levels. Our next question is about course combinations. I think someone has asked what are the popular course combinations for 2 programs or 4 programs. If you can share that with us.
Well, I'll tell you why I'm laughing or smiling at this point, because again, popularity is something which can influence us to go for a course, but I don't think that is something which we should be looking at. We shouldn't, we shouldn't be focusing on that more. I'll tell you the popular ones, but then the screening of it should be a bit different. How I personally look at it is, first, my own interests. Let's say I'm a early professional and I want to get into something I'm already, or rather I'm getting into my studies, let's say. I have to understand what my interests are. If I'm not interested in finance, I shouldn't be doing anything related to finance. So that is for the person who is, at a very initial level, but someone who is already working. Let's say I am working into a business development role today. But because of the fact that I'm doing a lot of campaigns to promote my products and solutions, I need more knowledge and understanding of data-driven marketing. So because of the fact that I don't carry that academic learning, because I have not studied that in depth, I will not be able to do justice to my role. So that is where this particular course will help that person enhance that area. So it depends on what you're weak at, or rather what your interests are, and then you dovetail a bit and make a choice of it, a cluster of it rather. Yes, the popular ones, again, without a doubt, are the ones we've talked about. Critical thinking, communication has been immensely popular because of and not just personal communication. It's not just talking, it's also professional communication, which includes writing mails, newsletters, communications with clients, everything. So that covers all of those aspects. The course is not just about how you want to talk, how you talk. It's also about, the other modes of communication. So these are the popular ones, with innovation also being there. Shireen?
Thank you so much. I think you've been able to address it very precisely, to not generalize it and make it specific to your needs. So I think that is great. The next question that we have here is, how are the courses assessed, I think, essentially? Is it on continuous assessment? Is it going to be project-based learning? Is it going to be tests, I guess?
Yeah, so basically, what's the assessment mode?
Yeah.
Basically, so there's a lot of theory which is there. There are, as we were discussing, there are a lot of reflective exercises, interactive, case studies. So once a person goes through that journey, there is a rather a set of questions which are there, and there's a unique way. You can only finish the course once you get all the questions right. So because when I was doing a course, just to understand how the flow is, I realized I couldn't go ahead if I don't complete that particular, set of questions. So that means that one has to understand and go through the case studies in some detail to be able to, finish that course. So that is the only assessment that is there in this course. It's more of grasping it, more of learning it. But then I think that tool is very relevant, because it gives that ease for a student to finish it early, and also be flexible with pausing it and playing it at whenever they want to do it.
So I think that, thank you for that. I'm actually going to jump into another question, which I think is related. Is, if I'm unable to understand the program, is there any help? And is there any help that or support that we can expect through the
Of
program
course.
for students who are finding it difficult?
Of course, that is definitely there. If we have students who are unable to understand or make a decision, please get in touch with us, with our team, not just IMC. I'm saying Deakinco as well, and we can help you understand and maybe counsel you better to choose the right course and then get you registered and enrolled as well.
Great. So I think we've shared the code for the registration, but someone has raised the question around selecting one course now and possibly a second or third or fourth course later, and whether they would be entitled to the discounts as well.
I'm afraid not. That is something which I've
Okay, that's
received
a
quite a
simple
lot.
answer.
Yeah. Because the whole point of doing it together, is getting that discount, but not for now. If there is something
Okay.
good there, I'll pass on the news.
Okay, thank you. So another question is, after the completion of the course, do you help with internships as well or placements?
No, so won't be committing anything on that, but let's say, Shireen, it's more into B2B space. What we look at, if there's a cohort of students looking at a particular direction, I would still not say assisting them for an internship, but a direction towards taking them towards an internship. We definitely do that because we have our links. But then that is completely on a B2B space, not individually.
Okay. All right. And I think Deakin otherwise also has a lot of networks, and so does the
Yes.
Indian Merchant Chambers. So people can leverage off those networks also.
Yes.
The next question is, so I hope we've addressed the website address. They've been mentioned time and again through the chat, if you need to review that one. One of the questions, since the course programs are online, are the programs designed for only Indian students and professionals, or can an Indian student or professional based in Australia also enroll for it?
No, so they can also do it. If I may give you a precise answer to it, we do have another portal which is in Australia, which only difference there, if I may highlight this, only difference there will be the examples, the case studies, the YouTube videos which they refer to, that might just differ. But the essence of it, the learning from it will be exactly the same. So yes, there is a different portal also, but it's not very strict. People in Australia are also enrolling on the same portal, doing these courses. So it's all fine. The examples may vary, may differ.
It's contextualized to the market also,
Yes.
to some extent. Okay, great, thank you. And I think we kind of have time for one last question, so I'm going to put it up, and I think that's going to be very, very valuable for Deakin University as well. Will the certificate of completion of these programs improve my chances of getting admission into Deakin for a postgraduate or postgraduate course, or any of the other universities in Australia? So is there some kind of credits given for these courses?
No, so there is no credit given, but then the recognition itself, as we were discussing, it's an international certification, and the recognition itself is a big thing. It's a big plus for any individual or a professional, not just to get into a university, but I'm also saying to get into a job role. Because now these courses have become very, very popular. We do it with various bigger platforms. If I may name a few, there'll be NASSCOM, KPMG, Tata, Wipro, all of these are partnered with us, Infosys. So likes of, such corporates, IMC, of course, without a, doubt there. So if all of these organizations have, shown that trust in these courses, I'm sure there must be something to it. So do not, doubt the fact that the certification won't help you, won't add value to your professional profile. But yes, there are no credits to these short courses.
Okay, great. I think that has been informative and very succinctly put. Thank you very much. Thanks to everyone who's been here today, and I hope you found this information session useful. Thank you to Deakinco. Thank you to the Indian Merchant Chambers. If Ms. Sheetal would like to say a few words to conclude the session today.
Yes, it's been a very informative session. Thank you, Mr. Sushmit and Kaushik. Shireen, Study Networks, Team Study Networks, Team Deakin and Co. And of course, Team INC and Anita. It's a very interesting partnership that we have here with Deakin and Co. with interesting courses. And like Mr. Chakrabarti himself said, it depends on what you need. Even in a leadership role, I think something like critical thinking or digital marketing is very important. So please feel free to get in touch with us, with Anita, and we'll be more than happy to assist you with the courses further. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Be safe.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.